So if you guys have been following the news, you know that us on the West Coast here have the possibility of getting hit by a pretty big storm. California is going to get the most of it, but we in Nevada, I'm about 50 miles outside of Las Vegas, are probably going to get hit with a pretty good amount of rain, which means flooding and possible power outages. So today, I am topping off all my power stations, and the one I'm going to be talking about today is this Bluetti AC180. Let's check it out. All right, folks, welcome back. So I wanted to show you this because this is kind of an interesting station for me with Bluetti. They kind of, they went and had a lower powered one. Then they had the big ones, but there was nothing in the middle in the 1,000 to 2,000 watt range. And this is an 1,800 watt one that kind of had that little gap. So I guess after feedback from a lot of their customers, they decided to go back to some basic stuff and give us the AC180, which is an 1,800 watt, 1,152 watt hour power station. Very impressive, and so far the tests that I've run on this have been really, really good. Now this does have a lithium iron phosphate battery in it, so it's rated at 3,500 cycles to 80% capacity. The size and weight aren't bad. It's about 13 inches by 12 inches by 10 inches thick. And the best part about it is, after lugging around some heavy power stations, this thing only weighs 35 pounds. It's very easy to move. So it's really nice that it's lightweight, easy to carry, and not super heavy, because I've been lugging around some that are 60 and 70 pounds to get them topped off before this storm hits, and it's not fun. So, as for the display, it's got a nice color LCD display that does time out, so don't worry if it turns off. It is not touchscreen, not like the other ones that are touchscreen. Personally, I kind of like that. I feel touchscreens are something else that could possibly go wrong. With this, I see all the information I need. You have your input, your output, your time till it's going to run out, your time till it's going to be charged, your percentage graph, everything, even your little Bluetooth icon, which we'll show you in a minute how that works. I like that. And I feel that it's a lot easier to work without a touchscreen. Don't get me wrong, they're very impressive, the bigger ones that have the touchscreens on them, and you can go into all the settings and details. But I kind of like the fact that this doesn't have one for what it is. This is something I'm going to turn on, I'm going to leave alone in a room, maybe monitor it with the remote app, and that's about it. I'm really not going to be messing around with it too much. So you have up to 4 15 amp outlets on here. All right, you've got an 1,800 watt pure sine wave inverter on there with 4 15 amp outlets. As for ways to charge, there's your standard 3, of course, AC power, which is a maximum of 1,440 watts. If you are charging this on a 15 amp circuit, you may want to be careful about that. I did charge it out here, and my garage does have 15 amp. Inside my house is 20, and some are 25, I believe. But out here it did fine. But you just want to watch it, make sure you don't pop a breaker on it. But that is really, really impressive. 1,400 watts gives you a good 0 to 80% in about 45 minutes. Now this does support up to 500 watts of maximum solar at 10 amps. And you can go from 12 to 60 volts. So you can do 2 large solar panels in series and get a full charge in about 3 hours, which really isn't too bad. You can go from 12 to 24 volts, and you can top it off in about 10 to 5 hours, depending on your sun. As for the 12 volt outlets, you get a single cigarette lighter here. It is a regulated 13.6 volts regulated outlet. It is rated for 10 amps. USB outlets, you get your 4 standard USB outlets, plus your 1 PD outlet here. Now, a little bit different here. You can't charge from your PD outlet. If that doesn't matter to you, no big deal. It really doesn't matter to me. I would much rather either plug this into a wall on AC power or plug my solar panel into it and not even think about worrying about charging it off of the PD. So, all in all, pretty cool. Now, there is something else that I really like about this, and I'm starting to get, being in my 50s, I guess I kind of am resistant to everything being connected to Bluetooth or the web. But I got to say, with power stations, I like it. If I'm out here running something, again, I'll turn it on. I can turn this on, and I already have the app connected. This is the Bluetti app, okay? And I can pretty much do everything I want to do. If I want to turn on the DC down here, I just push that button. It'll ask me, and there you go. It's on. So I do like having a full time, everything going on here. It's showing the power going to the DC. I can turn that off, the AC too. And I have a whole bunch of other options here. I can check on the battery pack for the health of it. All right. I can check on my AC and power, my DC power, all that stuff there. I can even turn the unit off if I want to. Now, I did leave it at 98% because I want to show you something really, really neat here. This is how you'll connect to it. It'll say that. It'll show you your available devices. You'll click on that device. It'll take a few seconds to connect. And boom, there you go. So it's very, very simple. It's just the basic Bluetti app that you will find in your either iOS store or your Amazon Play. I'm sorry, your, what is it? Google Play, not Amazon Play. Google Play Store. You will find it in there. Very, very easy to use, okay? Now, another neat feature on this, if you're into having this run your stuff when the power goes out, is a 20 millisecond switching UPS feature. 20 seconds would not be good. 20 milliseconds. Okay, so you can have all your sensitive devices plugged into this, and when the power goes out, the battery will simply take over. All right, now the UPS feature can only handle the rated 1800 watts. With this running regular mode, where it's either just running itself right now or whatever, you can go a little over that. But when it's in UPS mode and plugged into the wall, you can only draw 1800 watts out of it. So it's going to shut off the inverter and knock your laptops or computers or whatever else online if you go over 1800 watts. Now, with the efficiency in modern computers today, between a monitor and a computer, maybe you're pulling 400 or 500 watts. So that's usually not a problem. But if you start connecting 2 and 3 to these, it might be an issue. So remember that. Another neat feature about this is the capacity on these things grow as you need it, okay? So if you need to have expansion batteries on this, there are 3 options. There's the B80, which is an 806 watt-hour battery, the B230, which is a 2048 watt-hour battery, and the B300, which is a 3072 watt-hour battery. So that will ensure a continuous power source up to 4,224 watt-hours with the largest battery. That's certainly sufficient for backup power. And being that they're predicting a big storm to come over us soon, and I'm charging all these up, that would be something I'd want to look at in the future. I mean, I do have quite a bit of large power stations, but having something like this that's portable and easy to use, right on the money. I really like that it comes with a handle and it's easy to carry. Okay, it is safe and reliable. It has multiple safety features, including over temperature, over voltage, and short circuit protection. So you're not going to have any issues with that. And again, the LCD display, while not touchscreen, gives you all the information you're going to need here. And we'll see that when we demo it. The first demo I want to do is just to plug it in. I've only ran it to 98. I want to show you the kind of input you're going to get from the AC plug over there. And I feel that it kind of knows if you can go to certain amperage on it. You know, because it was about 1200 out here, and when I plugged it into my 20 amp outlet, it went straight to the 1400. So it's probably fairly safe to use this on a 15 amp breaker. I just am kind of careful out here because I've had some bigger ones just pop the breaker, you know. So this one seems to be doing fine. So let's plug it in and watch it charge up that way. Then we're going to test some devices on it, and then I'm going to show you it being charged by a 200 watt Bluetti panel. Now, why do I do a solar charge on a day like today that's overcast and cloudy? I prefer to do these tests in the real world. Let's face it, when there's a storm coming in and you hear about it and you've forgotten this is down to 78%, you're probably going to be running outside, sticking your panel out there right before the storm comes in. You know, some channels choose to do that only on sunny days, and we do get a lot of sunny days here, but I like showing this in the real world, and I like showing people that solar has a use even when it's overcast or cloudy. I'm telling you right now, my backup batteries that'll actually run most of the house over on this side on my solar stuff, those are fully charged right now, and it is, let's see, 9:04 in the morning, all right? Even with this crummy, overcast, cloudy day, those are fully charged, so solar does work, and that's why I like doing these demos in a rainy, cloudy, kind of crummy day to show you that you're still going to get some power in there. It's not going to be anywhere near the 200 watts, but you're still going to get some power in there. All right, so let's test this out, but I want to plug it in first and show you how it charges up off of AC power. All right, so as you can see, I just plugged it in a few minutes ago. There's the fan. It will kick on when you're charging, but it won't run constantly unless it needs it. So we're up to about 900,000. There we go. All right, so I want to show you this here coming in off grid, okay? And it's showing you charge up the battery. Your time remaining on here is 0.1 hour. So not very long, just to get it from 98 to 100. So it's a very simple system, very easy to use, and really does bring in the power. Now you'll notice this little icon here that says grid. I don't know if you, oh, let me turn off the AC. Hey, obviously, it's a pass-through charger. Let me zoom you in a little bit on that and show you the grid icon, okay? That means you're plugged into the grid. that will allow these to work as UPS. So when you see that, you know you're plugged in and this is operating as a UPS. Now, like most power stations, as the power gets closer to the 99%, it drops an input. So that's perfectly fine there. Once it gets closer to the 100%, it doesn't want to charge it up all the way at full blast. So we know it can charge up off of AC. Now what we're going to do is run it down a little bit with some items. The first thing we're going to do is do a quick little pure sine wave test. I want to see what the sine wave looks on these little guys here, and we'll see how that works out. Now, even while it's charging, you're getting a perfect, smooth, pure sine wave in there. So we know that is good to go. Definitely cool. All right. So let's try it out with some hydrating devices. We're going to use my two favorite ones at first, which are going to be my hot plate and my heat gun. Then we're going to try it out on a few other things. All right, so in that short amount of time that it took me to grab this and plug it in, it's already at 100%. Very, very fast charging. Yeah, it was from 98%. Didn't take long, but you get the idea. So we got the heat gun here. We're going to turn it on low. And as we can see, we are drawing 884 watts of power. Okay. Let's take it to high and see what happens. 1230, 1.2 kilowatt, 1220. So as you can see, it can handle this no problem at all. You get about 1/8 of an hour, 0.8 hours running this for a heat gun. I'm not going to be running that long, so definitely passes that test very, very easily. Another neat feature about that, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's very, very quiet. The fan is very quiet, and we are going to check that with a dB meter in a little bit. Didn't want to do it with this because this is loud. It would infect it. But we are going to check it with that guy. So let's plug him in and see how he works. I don't have him on yet, and I am going to put this heat gun down behind me on the floor so I don't burn myself with it. And we are going to test it out here with my meter. Once we get the fan going, I'm going to turn this on. And I'll show you how incredibly low the sound is on this, the fan is on this. So let's put the display back on again and turn it on. So there you go. You got that going. Now I want to let you hear the fan, all right? I'm going to put this up against the thing and let you hear the fan only and show you the dBs on it. We're averaging about 68, 69 on that. Very, very quiet fan. You can probably hear it in the background a little if I'd shut up. There you go. You can see it works pretty well, and it's really not having any kind of issues with that. Now, I would like to try one thing here, and I'm not sure that it's going to work, but we're going to try both items in here, okay? Because we do have 1,800 watts, and I want to try the heat gun on low and see if it can manage that both together. Okay. Move that a little out of the way. I'm going to put this on low and see what happens. So we're at 19. Oh, yeah. 18. Yeah, see, it's running at 19, 18. No problems at all. None whatsoever. That's really impressive. And as you can see on the app here, there you go. Definitely running nicely. I hit the button there on the battery. Get back over there. There we go. Sorry about putting it sideways, but I only got so many hands. So we're having absolutely no issues with that. You do have about a half an hour to run both things like this. I'm going to turn this off. Ooh, you just saw it spike up to 2,000 there. So it's definitely got some headroom in it. So I'm going to let this run a little bit. We're at 95. We're going to charge this up. And I want to show you, again, solar practically, okay? Show you, I turned that off. I want to show you practical solar, like when you're using this in an emergency, how well is it going to perform? Got a 200 watt Bluetti panel. Let's get it outside and check it out. So I think you can see what I'm talking about with the cloud cover coming in here. The sun is starting to come out a little bit, but not much. And as you can see, it's that cloudy all the way around here. So we're going to see what we can pull in using this 200 watt solar panel. I'll be happy if it even works because it's really low. But this is the idea. This is a real world test of what it's going to be like. Actually doing a whole lot better than I thought it would. I'm pulling in 31 watts. Now it does say it'll take 3.2 hours to charge, but you know, this is the real world. This is what it's going to be like. And you can see the little icon there moving as it charges. Very nice clear display on it. I'm going to turn it. There we go. I thought I had it turned off. So we're going to let it sit out here for a little bit and see if the sun comes out. Like I said, it's not looking too good for sun coming out today. All right, and see, this is where the convenience of remote monitoring. I'm going to show you the setup out here. That's where it is. It's behind that solar panel, but I can sit here and see how it's doing. Pretty darn cool. All right, about an hour and a half later, we're still at 27, 28 watts. We're not going to get much sunlight today, but check out the percentage on that, 99%. That's pretty impressive with that low input. I mean, seriously, there is just that little tiny bit of sun coming out. There is nothing going on out here as far as sunlight. That's really impressive. All right, let's get it back on the counter. I want to try it with the refrigerator for one last test, and then we'll wrap up the video. Forgive the lighting here. It's just not that bright out, and I do have the door open. I wanted to kind of show you, I got my little mini fridge over there, and it's been unplugged for a little bit, so it's going to kick on at full power. We're going to turn on the AC. I don't normally like to do that. I like to turn on the AC and then plug the load in. But we're going to see how it goes. I heard it click on. And let's see if we're getting anything. Might take a minute to start drawing on it. I know the power is on inside of it. There we go. So you see how it jumped up to 700 watts? And then we're at about 108. Now this is a very efficient little mini fridge. But it does let you know that it will run a refrigerator very simply, very easily, because that does have an enormous boost when it kicks on. It goes to 700 or 800 and then calms down to around 100 or 80 while it's running. So all in all, I got to say I'm really impressed with this. One thing I did forget to mention was it does have a phone charger. If your phone has that magnetic charging, you can put your phone up here, 15 watts. You'll be able to charge your phone too. The nice part about that is it doesn't tie up one of these. So I'm definitely impressed with it. 1800 watts. What do you got? 1152 watt hours. Really, really nice. Bunches of outputs. You've got AC, DC, USB, Type-C, all that. You can charge all your devices at the same time. Fast charging, even with 30 watts of solar. All right, even as crummy as it is for a solar day today, it's still charged it to 99%. That's impressive, I gotta say. And that speaks largely to the charge controller in here. I'm sure it's an MPPT charge control that is able to maximize even the tiniest bit of solar. And let's face it, that's a real world situation. I do like the LCD display. There's tons of information here. It tells me everything I need to know. I love the app control. That is really, really handy. Again, like I say, a lot of this stuff might be running out here in my garage or in my studio area here in the garage, and I might be running extension cords into the house. Maybe I don't want to hear all the fans, whatever. It's a whole lot easier to do that. And even inside, if it's somewhere like in the living room and I'm using it to power something I'm using in the bedroom, you know, all in all, pretty darn cool. Not noisy, not very big to move around in the house. Very lightweight, very safe and reliable. And I definitely think it's an excellent product. So they're definitely reliable. You've got your 3500 charge recharges for the lithium iron phosphate battery. Runs pretty much decently for a very long time. Now, this is on sale. Normally they were $9.99. This is on sale now if you follow the link I'm going to give you for $8.99. Definitely a good price, good sale, good deal on it. So check it out. Gotta say, Bluetti to me is like the Cadillac of power stations. They really are up there. Reliable, quality stuff. One of the earliest power stations, I used to look at their big 2,000 watt ones with the big touch screens, the big tall ones, and just drool, thinking, wow, I'd love to own one of those, way before I got into doing channel reviews. So they've been around for a while, and I am definitely pleased with it. So all in all, great little product. I want to show you the accessories real quick. You will get a adapter, the MC4 connectors to the Bluetti adapter, okay, and that is a 12 volt 60 volt DC 10 amp adapter there. You will get a car adapter, so you can plug this into your car and charge it. Remember to unplug it when the car is not running, so you don't kill your car battery. And of course, your power cable, which we showed before using it, charged it up really quick. So I'm definitely pleased with it. Very, very happy with the unit. Seems to be doing very, very well. And like I said, Bluetti makes a very high quality power station, so definitely check them out. Affordable price finally for Bluetti. That's pretty affordable. The other ones were crazy expensive when they first came out. So this is a very good chance to get yourself reliable, very high quality power. Anyway, folks, link will be down below. Check it out. Don't forget to check out all our other links. My Amazon affiliate store will be down there as well. This isn't in the affiliate store. This deal is going to be on Bluetti's site itself. So definitely check that out first before you check my store. However, if there's nothing in the store you like, if there's nothing you want to shop from my personal store, just click that link and shop as you normally would. We really do appreciate when you do that. Don't forget to check out our freeze-dried wholesaler link. The link, just by clicking it, is going to save you 15% on anything you order. And he has everything there, from filet mignon to cheesecake to steaks to vegetables to everything. Even freeze-dried burgers, okay? Below that is our My Patriot supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. Don't forget to check those folks out. We have so many package deals there. 2-week, 4-week, 3-month kits. It's $200 off that 3-month kit. Definitely good stuff. That's preparewithiridium.com. And of course, our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. I believe we have our summer sale, our back-to-school sale coming up soon, so do check that out too. Anyway, folks, I thank you for hanging out with me today. Stay safe and stay prepared.